Welcome to another beautiful day right here. This is Talk Sport on Global Television. This beautiful Friday. Well, this is another time again to talk sport. My name is Ramsey Enoch, and of course, we will be discussing so many things happening from the world of sport. We had a lot of games that went down during the week, especially from the EPL, and apart from that, we also have some matches that went down. The Flying Eagles, the under 20 team, how are they doing? How are they faring? What is the way forward? How was their performance? They got that goal. The captain actually got the first goal coming in before another one came in again, and that game ended 2-0 in favor of the under 20 team. Then you come to talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League. So many things happening right there. Then you also move down to the world of transfer and see what exactly is happening. Victor Osimhen about to move from Galatasaray. Well, he's in Galatasaray on loan from Napoli. Then Ademola Lookman about to replace, this is just a speculation, about to replace probably Mo Salah in Liverpool. These are all speculations from the world of transfer. You know, sport fans will not stop talking about where they want their favorable players to actually play in the NPFL, the La Liga. Is it from the Bundesliga or from the Italian Serie A? They will always talk about where they want their players to go playing. But then there is a speculation about Ademola Lookman, the African footballer of the year, moving from where he is playing his trade right now to England. Some persons are saying, well, England will be the best place because that's one of the most competitive leagues around the world. And then reactions have been coming after the statement that was being made about the African Cup of Nations and the qualification of some Africans, especially Mohamed Salah, that was used as an example, clinching the Ballon d'Or. Reactions still coming from some Nigerians and some people in Africa. We will look at all these on Talk Sport today, and don't forget that sport administration in Nigeria has become a thing of concern. A lot of people don't even go watch the Nigerian Professional Football League right now because of the circumstances surrounding it. Looking at the situation in Lobby Star, the departure of Daniel Amokachi, his resignation has raised a lot of eyebrow. Why did he just came and he's leaving this soon? Is there something that we need to know about Lobby Star Football Club in Benue State? Apart from that, the fact that, of course, so many other things happening from their stadium that is not in place, administration, and of course, the movement of Lobby Stars from Nasarawa and now to Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi. All of these will form a part of our discussion today. Some persons will tell you it's good to catch them young because this is sport. what we are talking about right here. And today we will also look at football administration. How do we catch them young? What will it take for us to get the right players that will play out their energy, their life, and of course be part of the game to make sure they get something out of the career? Then the Super Eagles preparation for the World Cup is still intense, but then some players may not be making it for the qualifiers. As a matter of fact, all this will form basis of our discussion on TalkSport this beautiful day. But then don't forget also that I will have my guest join me, a coach and of course a sport administrator all the way from Benue State. John Joseph is his name, popularly known as Iron B. Iron B is a sports administrator and a coach to the core. He's going to be joining me in the conversation all the way from Benue State this morning. Good morning, Iron B. All right, as soon as he joins, the conversation will continue. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll return for the full-fledged conversation on Talk Sports. All right, welcome back from that break. Well, I have my guest already joined me all the way from Benue State, Enyi John Joseph, aka Iron B. Iron B is a coach and, of course, a sport administrator. And I'm actually going to be discussing some of the things happening in one of the MPFL clubs, Lobby Star, to be specific, with him on the program today, as we also look at the Flying Eagles, look at what is happening from the EPL and other parts. It's good to have you join us on the program this morning, Iron B.
Mr. Ramsey, I can always call you the guru on the line. Thank you so very much for having me up here. I'm so grateful.
All right, let's get to the first conversation today, where we'll be looking at, of course, the performance of the Flying Eagles. As a matter of fact, their game, they won that game 2-0. Were you? What's your assessment of the Flying Eagles?
Well, with what the coach is doing, I really want to give him kudos for having all out the looks and values of Nigeria, taking the best talent for now, which is not already complete, but and the way they are playing, and yeah, look like the day will start that, and I believe you, or believe you me, with time, these great players will become greater.
Okay. All right, moving away from there, let's quickly look at other things that are happening from the world of sport this morning. And as a matter of fact, let's quickly talk about other things happening from the world of sports right now. There is an information that Kano Pillars coach Usman Abdullah insists he doesn't understand why the management of the club has suspended him after the club announced an extension of initial 3-week suspension. Abdullah was nailed by the club either this month after their goalless draw against Bayelsa United in Kano, and the former tactician was actually been suspended. And now you are a sport administrator. Let's talk about the suspension of coaches right now in the MPFL. Do you see it as a welcome development, and what do you think will lead to that? Taking that of Abdullah of Kano Pillar as an example. Hello, Ayombi, can you hear me? All right, I think there is a technical issue right there. One of the things that actually cause a lot of issues in the Nigerian MPFL is the issue. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, let's go. Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. All right, I think there is a little of network issue right there. And as a matter of fact, Ayombi was trying to establish the reason why some persons are actually being suspended. The issue of suspension coming from for the Kano Pillar coach has actually made a lot of people wondering why should all of that happen. But as a matter of fact, the coach's 3-week suspension was supposed to lapse last week, but the club soon announced that the period has been elongated for certain reasons best known to the club as a matter of fact. But as it is right now, I think a lot of people are thinking, why should that suspension even come in the first place? Let's quickly get Ayombi back online. He want to make some contribution to that, and of course a lot happening, but then somebody's been suspended, then the suspension is being extended again, meaning something is wrong. sometimes people are being suspended and they don't feel remorse, especially when it has to do with the rank leader game. No one is indispensable because if you want to talk about the coaches most times are the ones that get the brunt. They are the ones that are being chastised. If anything happens in the team, whether there is a losing or there is a winning, the people that are actually being held responsible are the coaches. And one of the things that is so surprising here is the fact that after the suspension elapsed, he was still suspended again. That is an extension. And of course, after that game, a lot of people came up with so many things. Several things have contributed and led to the reason why a lot of people don't watch the Nigerian Professional Football League. But then I think we are having it juicy for some clubs, and some other clubs are finding it very difficult. We have clubs in this country where the coaches have actually been there for a very long time, and you will be wondering, why are they not changing this coach? Probably because the coach is performing fine and the coach is winning trophies. Sometimes it's not even all about winning the trophy, but then how good, how well is the coach doing? Are they going close to the trophy? Not to talk about winning the trophy. Let's move away from there and go to other things happening from the world of sport. And right now, we want to look at the Flying Eagles' intensity and their preparation. As a matter of fact, Ayombi was talking about the Flying Eagles. He gave it to the coach. He's a coach himself. And he said he gave it to the coach, that the coach has actually done well. The head coach of the Flying Eagle of Nigeria, Mr. Aliyu Zubairu, actually, of course, as a matter of fact, reinstated, of course, his commitment to building a solid team. And that's exactly what we saw in that game. If you see the enthusiasm, if you see the zeal, and if you see how pushy those players were, you will really know that they were actually ready for something. And of course, they won that game. The skipper, the captain of the team, got that game, that goal first before the other games actually came in. It is still Talk Sport live on your screen this beautiful day. Of course, we're talking sport right here. Moving away from that game that was played yesterday, I think everyone is excited. This is actually a friendly game, but then let's see what will happen. At least the performance now will give Nigerians more hope and believe in, of course, the under-20 team. Now let's move away from there and go to other things happening. I think charity, they say, begins at home. Let's look at things happening from the home front before we get to other things. This one is coming from Amaju Pinnick. Amaju Pinnick has made a statement. He said, "My re-election to FIFA Council, not a do or die affair." One of the coaches that cannot be taken, an administrator. Pinnick is an administrator, not a coach per se, but then he's got the skill, the talent, and the technical know-how. Remember how these other players who pledged Nigeria to this country, playing for this country instead of playing in Europe, how they actually pledged their allegiance to Nigeria. You cannot take Pinnick away from the picture on the whole, because he was one of the people that contributed, that even went round to speak with these players. And as a matter of fact, he has been very instrumental in, of course, in FIFA. And as a matter of fact, as I speak to you, FIFA council member, he is a council member, talking about Amaju Pinnick has retreated, that, of course, gone in for a second term in the hollow chamber of the World Football Governing Body was not a do or die affair. I've been there. He's been there for a very long time, and of course, he has not done badly. A lot of people were actually excited in Africa when Amaju Pinnick was made a council member of FIFA, and it is a plus for Nigeria, even though we couldn't make it for the World Cup. Very big kudos to the technical team. Right now, you can see, of course, Amaju Pinnick right there. In barely 12 days from now, Africa will be hold election. They will be holding election in Cairo, Egypt, to elect the next 5 men and lady to represent the continent in FIFA. Pinnick is one of the favorite out of the 10 men seeking 5 tickets on offer. Speaking on one of the most popular sports outfit in South Africa yesterday evening, the two-term former president of the Nigerian Football Federation, talking of NFF's Amaju Pinnick, said his quest for a second term was far in consolidate on the great job that Gianni Infantino-led FIFA Council have actually done. A very big kudos to Amaju Pinnick, and of course I cannot forget to also say kudos to Destiny, who is behind, of course, making this Talk Sport very fantastic and very good right now. As a matter of fact, talking of Amaju Pinnick, Amaju Pinnick is one a person that has actually put Nigeria on a very beautiful map. Nigeria is on a very good map as far as FIFA is concerned, because Amaju Pinnick is making it happen. Let's move away from there and talk about other things that are happening from the world of sports today. I don't know, but then very soon we will have our guest join us back. But before then, let's look at one more story, and it's about, of course, what is happening from ECOWAS. Sometimes when people hear about ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, what will come to their mind is, oh, well, Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad, you're putting out. No, that's not what we want to talk about right now. We're talking about what is happening from ECOWAS, as 5,000 athletes would just to for $71,000. My God, that's a big money. If you ask me, that's a big money. ECOWAS marathon prize money. That is the ECOWAS marathon prize money, and what they are bringing to the table is, of course, $71,000 for 5,000 athletes will actually be in that competition. And as a matter of fact, we're talking about marathon right here. Marathon is one game. Of course, when we talk about sports, some people think it's just the round leader game. It's not just the round leader game, but then other sports also come, like marathon is also one very beautiful sport that a lot of people have benefited from. And of course, ECOWAS is laying down a huge amount of money, $71,000. Do the conversion in Naira, you know what I'm talking about right now. And of course, 5,000 athletes will actually be jostling for that amount. And as a matter of fact, a stronger contingent of 5,000 local and of course international runners will actually be jostling for that money. We'll keep you posted. Let's see who win it. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, Talk Sport continues. Great to have you back from that break. It is still Talk Sport live on your screen on global television, reaching you live and direct from the nation's capital, Abuja, Nigeria. As a matter of fact, we have Enyi John Joseph joining us from Benue State, a coach and sport administrator. Let's talk about sport administration in Nigeria right now. What would you have to say about sport administration in Nigeria, IOMB?
From our perspective, I think I make sport in Nigeria a bit state offside, private offside, and other kind of community offside. You see, the bottom line just say, if it's not the private one, it's always people trying to see that the thing goes and becomes a better thing for. Or when we look at the Nigerian transfer, you will not to understand that majorly the people who are put for all these offices.
Oh, all right. I think a little hitch there. All right. If you can you hear me? Okay. As a matter of fact, he was trying to give us an insight into what is happening as far as sport administration is concerned in Nigeria right here. And as a matter of fact, so much happening as far as sport administration. I could remember there was a time that a statement came from former sports stars in Nigeria, ex-internationals, when they were talking about the fact that politicians are used as sport administrators in Nigeria, and that didn't go down well with them. But I think IOMB also is trying to make a very vital, is trying to establish something very vital right now. And as a matter of fact, we need to let you know that so much is happening, and of course we need to also intimate the public that sport administration is something that must be taken seriously in Nigeria, not just in the NPFL, because we have same issue in Europe too, where we have people saying things that they are not actually supposed to say in the actual sense of it. But as it is right now, I think Nigerians need to know that anything sport is something that a lot of people make their living out of. And of course, if you want to appoint someone to be in charge of sport, it should be someone that knows something about sport. We were talking about the former NFF president, talking about Amaju Pinnick. We know what Amaju Pinnick achieved during his time as the NFF president, and of course, now that he is a council member with FIFA, and of course the election will still be going down, but he has said, well, it's not a do or die affairs. But then some persons are wishing that he actually emerge again. But then moving away from there, let's look at other things happening from the world of sport. It is still Talk Sport live on your screen. I already talked about the fact that some good amount of money will be going down in the ECOWAS marathon game that will be coming up very soon. Then moving away from there, let's also look at the fact that Okoye, 2 weeks from return, doubtful for World Cup qualifier. That is the Super Eagles' second goalkeeper. As a matter of fact, he is going to be someone that a lot of people are expecting to join in the game. All right, IOMB, you are back. It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
All right, you can continue.
Okay, like I was saying earlier, you see, the government is about funding club side as far as the Nigerian football society is concerned. But in every state, most of the states clubs are owned by the states, that is the government. So they are, for me, like putting the round peg in the square hole, to be honest with you, because if you look around, see good coaches, you look around, you see people who have been there, who know the nitty-gritty of what the game entails. But because they are not looking at it from the way of doing business, they now tend to like avoid the needful they should do to make sure these clubs grow. So administratively, I will tell you, we are poor. If you go around seeing clubs that are owned by these private owners, you see how they are excelling. See how players are being developed. See how players are being marketed. But the company have gone away from trying to like come in now because they know when they give people, they don't take care of it. They're only looking at it from their own perspective, what they put in their pocket. So to me, sport administration or administrators in Nigeria are not things to be happy about compared to other countries. Even happy.
All right, let's move away from sport administration right now. Let's talk about the Super Eagles. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
All right. Maduka Okoye is going to be away because of injury, so it's not going to be part of the World Cup qualifiers that Nigeria will be playing against Zimbabwe and Rwanda. Do you think it's going to be missed? Maduka Okoye, the second goalkeeper of the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
Because some persons are saying he should be given a chance.
No, when if you're injured, but if you're not seeing an injury, you're not seeing an injury. That's one thing about football. And let me tell you, no player, no matter the high class or the level they are, it's 100%. Any day, any time. Now, you don't need to that will maybe not put you at 100%. That is what it takes. So, that to me, it's not the sole people we have in Nigeria. We have most of them play elsewhere. You have Okoye, I think that's much nicer. And then these other ones, they can be brought in. The major challenge I have with the national team in terms of people is their communication level. Vendors across the districts to the attack. One believe is somebody who is good, and I tell you, both on the reserve and those who are there now, they can reach up as a team. When you have a solid defense and a solid midfield and a good attack, the goalkeeper will be something you don't need to question yourself about. But like, let me tell you this: Nigeria has ever those in Africa apart from Cameroon, the best goalkeepers ever.
Okay, let's move away now and go to Europe and see what is happening. You remember that Mo Salah's time, and of course, in Liverpool is uncertain right now. A lot has been happening, but then some people are tipping Ademola Lookman as a potential replacement for Mohamed Salah in Liverpool. What do you think about that? Is that a good one?
It's a good one. It's a good one. It will be afforded anywhere in the world. That boy has come of age and he has found somebody to play at every or anywhere at all as far as God is concerned. And then when I look back, has spoken to us that Nigeria still has that knowledge showed more. You shall go and be able to replace it. Football is not a human job, it's a collective effort. So whatever comes at that kind of assistance from the Liverpool players, where they play with Salah, who be player of a high position. So his replacement people and me is a welcome development.
Oh, okay. I don't know, but then the preparation for the World Cup is still on. Super Eagles are already on top of their games, are planning something very serious. But then, before we leave Ademola and Lookman and of course Mo Salah, some people are of the opinion that Mohamed Salah should still continue playing for Liverpool because if you even look at his performance right now, it's not looking like someone who is tired already. He doesn't look like someone who is tired because he's still firing from all cylinders. Do you think it's good for Liverpool to release him, or he should still continue in Liverpool?
Well, somebody say has no bench. If the guy chooses to Arab of which I know, that's where yes, knowledge of God, because they are asking about choose to go, they should go, and there's not to be
Okay.
Other
All right. Oh,
people can like some people there are. Yeah. Yes.
okay. IMB. As a matter of fact,
Yes. With you.
so many things are happening. The movement. We're now talking about the movement of Ademola Lookman from his club as an African Footballer of the Year. Remember, someone handed over to him as an African Footballer of the Year, and that is Victor Osimhen, who is also firing from all cylinder in Galatasaray right now. And Napoli said they are doing everything to get him a permanent deal. And Arsenal, Chelsea, and some other clubs are really wanting Victor Osimhen. If you want Victor Osimhen to leave Galatasaray, where do you want him to go? Which of the clubs? Or you want him to continue in Galatasaray? Are you there? All right. I think we're having a little of network hitches right here. But then, IMB, can you hear me? Oh, okay. We're actually talking about this because. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to play and he has gone to sound. Okay, I will solve it if it comes to England, will be fine. Because the same most players can excel in other countries, but in England is difficult. So let him come. So we welcome the England either from Arsenal or maybe Manchester squad. And at that point, I know the global world now that we have Victor Osimhen and the good player.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. Because Victor Osimhen is someone that a lot of people have been clamoring for. Some persons were literally angry. I know of some Chelsea fans that were literally angry that Chelsea did not get Victor Osimhen during the transfer window. And some persons were angry that Arsenal would have gotten, even if it is Victor Osimhen, but they didn't even buy any player during the transfer window. Do you see that as in any way affecting either Chelsea's performance, Maresca's performance, and or maybe in Arsenal?
Chelsea, why did they buy that? The man came in and everything squad, and you want to work that squad, and then maybe as next summer transfer with Foxy, you bring in kind of players once. And also, every coach has a way they run their business. Maybe it's taking a time that every what I have, so that you not every what I need. So by the end of this, I am sure by now that I have best start from good
Okay. Thank you very much, IMB, for joining us today. The network has been so funny today. I don't know. But then I think we're able to at least navigate through it because these are unforeseen circumstances that sometimes you need to develop extra muscles to overcome. Well, this is a very beautiful time coming. Of course, let's just keep our fingers crossed and see where Victor Osimhen is going to end. Let's see if Ademola Lookman is actually going to replace Mohamed Salah of Egypt. Mohamed Salah has one very distinctive future, and of course that is the fact that he's not tired yet. If you watch his play, you will know that he doesn't look like someone who is already tired and getting ready to retire. These are the kind of people that get tired, but then they keep refiring, or maybe retire and not tired. Maybe probably he may decide to go to one of the Saudi leagues to just go and resign right there. But right now, his place in Liverpool is uncertain. But then, who is going to be the replacement for Mohamed Salah? Because
some persons are tipping him for the Ballon d'Or, but I don't know how possible that is going to be. All right, this is going to be the size of the discussion on Talk Sports today. A very big thank you to you, John Joseph, aka IOB, for joining us on Talk Sports today, all the way from Benue State. Thank you for being part of the conversation today. All right. This is going to be the size of Talk Sport. We will come on your way again. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Thanks for staying with us. Bye-bye for now.